barely made a title, by the way. I just had to put something down.
Okay. All right. Okay, we're good.
Okay. I was born in Fairbanks, but spent the first 7 years of my life in Barrow, Alaska. And the Inupiaq even gave me a name, Sister, which means ground squirrel, because I was always active. My parents say I was always running, jumping, and never kept still. Many people do not know this, but I have had many challenges in my life, from learning to speak, to coping with sensory issues, to understanding social skills, and even to the simple act of staying still and paying attention. For most people, these skills come by naturally, but not for me. However, even in my worst moments, right afterwards, I never found any of these symptoms of threat, and I've actually learned from them. Now that I'm older, I see the strengths all of these have given me and what I've learned. So today I'd like to talk about 5 key, I'm not going to go quite into autism, depression, or ADD, but these have played roles in my life. But what I am going to get at is the 5 key parts in my life that I've learned from, 5 things that have happened. And, oh wow, I'm behind. The first one, all the way back to high school, would be track and field. Wait. One of the most important activities I've participated in the last 4 years has been track and field. My dad is a coach and wanted me to try something new for a change. I was good at long jumping during my elementary school years, so I figured it wouldn't be a challenge. But after 4 years of all those long and triple jumps and sprints and relays, I've discovered track requires a lot of patience and hard work, even to make a small improvement. Like say it could take you 3 weeks to just jump over your personal record in the long jump by 1 feet. It's that hard. I was very whiny and sour at first when I had to listen to my dad's coaching and lift weights for physical performance. I often complained that my back hurts, and I can still feel it at times to this day. I don't know if it needs to be checked out. But over the years, this has taught me a lot about work and even taken me to the state championship in 4 events. Track and field was my first exposure to what work is like. You'll most likely not get to lift weights for a job, sure, but it takes the same level of grit and determination to make achievements in your adult years, sometimes in very small increments. And ever since then, I've been working at a positive attitude. Number 2, key component that played in my life is orchestra. Orchestra is a new thing for me last year, and was something I've been wanting to try. I've loved playing music ever since I tried a trumpet in band in 4th grade. Guitar was also one of my favorites, and I continue on my own, but after middle school, I rarely got into instruments anymore. It could be from track and field or personal life issues or school. So while I was looking at a list of electives for my senior year, orchestra caught my eye, and I got to play the upright bass, an instrument I've never played before, even though I was aiming at a much smaller instrument like a violin. I was put in the orchestra class in 12th grade out of reluctance. The teacher thought because I didn't have any years of orchestra playing that I'd make the band look embarrassing. But I got to play the upright bass, and on the same year I was chosen as a student of the month for performing bands at school. After a period where I struggled to express myself creatively, it was nice to find something I was passionate about again. I might even try out for the orchestra at the UAF this summer. So orchestra has taught me to try new things no matter how old you are. The third component would be church services. Our family and our church youth group volunteer service quite often. This includes group projects like spreading organic fertilizer and weeding peonies this past summer for a farmer stricken with cancer, hauling and stacking firewood for a widow during the winter, filling in potholes on the road, and trails at the Boy Scout camp at Lost Lake, among others. In Salcha, I'm certain we're known for taking care of each other. Activities like this help to improve my social skills and ability to work as a team, while also allowing me to see past my own challenges and empathize with others. Number 4, as my shirt says, I worked at the Nye shop down in Salcha for 2 summers at least. The first summer I did while also working long hours is a peony farm. I'd say in a certain way my Nye shop job was similar to track and field in that it helped me be more productive and work harder. But what really set my job from everything else I've done, I once worked for 2 summers also on a garage that probably took more chores than this. But there was still an endless list of chores I had to do, unlike other jobs I've had. So over the course of 4 hours every day, I do more tasks like mop the floor, water the plants, wash the bathroom, clean the desk, scoop ice cream for customers, pack products, and much more. So my work at the Nye shop taught me there's always something that needs to be done and not to be idle. And number 5, probably one that I fear the most and has taught me to grow up more. This picture's a little silly, but bear with me, is pole vaulting. The last skill that's been important in my life was a pole vault. My dad was an Olympic hopeful pole vaulter in the 1992 Barcelona Games. He introduced to pole vaulting when I was in junior high school. Pole vaulting was his favorite sport, but I wasn't necessarily a big fan of it. I've competed in the National Pole Vault Summit every January with my family in Reno. I even have a little pole example with signatures from famous pole vaulters. This was for practice at a, I have this for practice for planting the pole. I had a coach besides my dad. So, even with all that, I've always been the most inconsistent pole vaulter in my family. Over the past half decade, I struggled to improve because of my fear of pole vaulting. I would mess up one small part of the vault and immediately lose confidence. Pole vaulting is a more difficult sport than it looks. Sometimes I plant with my arms all the way back here, which stretches my body. Little stuff, and at times I twist my ankle. Little stuff like that just makes me fear pole vaulting, and I wasn't even interested in it in the first place, so I didn't even vault at all this year, actually. But anyways, my dad realized my fear very quickly and tried his best to help me overcome that, and has become my greatest cheerleader ever since. This has helped me reach 12 feet, the goal I had since I was 15 years old. So pole vaulting, with the support from friends and family, has helped me learn to face my fears. I've received a lot of support from my family, teachers, friends, and community members to help overcome the many obstacles I have had with something like high functioning autism. Participating in cross-country and track and field, learning to play music, and serving in my church has helped me develop into a better student, person, and leader. These 5 key points help shape the way I am today. We all have trials facing in our lives at some point, and there are times where we see them as nothing but threats. No matter who you are or what it is, it's never too late to always try hard and make the most out of yourself. It's worth living for yourself and others.